Hello. All right. So I was recently on my YouTube channel and I realized that it has been way too long since I released a more updated, contemporary, recent video. So I'm just going to shoot one really quick about. So Icy Touch sent me a link about this Super Patron Creator Arts Grant, also known as, what was the other title? Super Patron Endowment Fund. Fuck yeah. So I made a trailer for the application process because you need to be able to share what you're creating in under 3 minutes. So originally I thought that I would create like sort of similar to my webcomic in that it's a infinite scroll. You just sort of read it as you scroll down. But when I shared that with my patrons, I found that everyone has a different reading speed, and so it's very difficult to sort of control, make sure that it fits under that 3 minute deadline cutoff, because yeah, so I'm a fast reader. I can zip through and skim and read pretty quickly. I can do it in under 3 minutes, but not everybody could. Right? Some people maybe took 4 minutes or they wanted longer to look at the pictures, and I think that should be fair. So that got me thinking to making a video, because video, you can time it exactly. It's consumable in whatever the time the video is, and then it's over. I mean, if you rewatch it, then that's your own choice to whether to rewatch it and pause it and whatnot. So decided to write a script for that, and I recorded it and put it together, but there was still something that was off. I wanted to cram so much into it. I wanted to share like everything and spoilers, and yeah, so the feedback I got back from my first draft was that there was just too many pictures. The slideshow went by way too fast. And also it wasn't fun. Like, it was fun, but it was more preachy. So I decided to play around with my iMovie trailer, and that is the bell for dinner. Matt's cooking tonight. Yeah, so I stayed up like past midnight for the past 2 nights working on this, and I think I'm happy with where it is now. It's just so funny with Matt's voice. I love his voice. He has like such a good narration voice. And yeah, I realized that I didn't really need a lot of those details that I thought I needed. Like, nobody, if they haven't read the comic, nobody cares about the names of the characters until they're actually invested in reading. So I could just describe them, right? When I say man and you don't know who man is, then you know nothing about him. But if I say city slicker, you kind of have an idea of what a city slicker is. So it just worked out that way. And I'm sorry for like the bounciness, because the table that this video is on is not that solid. It's like one of those pull-up coffee tables, and so if I press the weight on it, it kind of jiggles a little bit. So sorry about that. So about the grant, it's $50K. I'm not going to say, it would be nice. The point of the grant is that you can work on your art without having to have a full-time job for about a year, and see what, if you can make it, I guess. And it's for creators who have like medium traction on... Yes, honey?
Dinner's just about ready.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah. So eligibility. If your work is publicly available, which it is on Webtoons, you've published regularly or semi-regular for the past 12 months, been doing so for the past 3 years now, I think. Oh, we're almost at our 3-year anniversary in April. And also, Matt and Lucky met in November. So they're having their 2nd year anniversary. They're hitting that. Okay, if you guys are part of the cast family, then you know that one of the plot points is that man has never had a relationship that has lasted over 2 years. So they're getting to their 2-year mark this month, at the end of this month. So that's also very exciting. yeah, so no age restrictions and no location restrictions, which is awesome because sometimes it's like, I'm in Canada, I'm not in the States. Oh, I'm not qualified. You're a series creator and you're ready to quit your job to focus solely on making art if only you had the funding. And that's the dream. That's everyone's dream. And I understand that if somebody is better suited to this award out there, then, rock on. And I will make do however I've been making do for the past while. And you plan to continue to publish your work frequently, like weekly or monthly. Right now it's monthly. I hope to eventually get it back to weekly. Yeah, so I do love the daily grind. And I've noticed that, sometimes people call it the daily grind, but sometimes it feels more like every 3-month grind. So my work progress is sort of like, oh, I'm inspired. Okay, I'm gonna get all the writing out, and then once I've got all the writing out, there's like this lull where I recover, and then I'm gonna get all the drawing done, and then once I get all the drawing done, there's another lull, and then I'll be like color, and then that's reformat, and then I've got like this buffer that I can schedule. So that's my process. It's not like every day I work on art specifically. Sometimes I've got my buffer, I've got time, so now instead of working in my business, I can work on my business. And thinking about stuff like, oh, how should I restructure my Patreon in order to make sure that it still resonates with me and the awards that I'm giving out for the different tiers. Like, am I still capable energy-wise to do that, or does it feel like something needs to change now? We're growing. I've got 25-ish, give or take, and not everybody has a Chibi profile, not everyone has asked for one, but sometimes it's just a matter of miscommunication, and I haven't followed up on everyone to make sure to check that, hey, do you want my Chibi profile or not? Because I'm trying to make it as personalized as I can. Some of my patrons are very outspoken with what they want, and that makes it easier for me. So it'd be like, oh yeah, like, you want to chat on Messenger? Let's get connected on Messenger. And then we end up chatting on Messenger instead of using the Patreon app. And then some of them I find are more shy and they're a little more reserved. And sometimes when I send out an email, I don't get anything back. So then it's very difficult to figure out, oh, are you happy? Like, are we still in a relationship? I can't tell. So I don't like treating people like a number. That's just not who I am. But I know that as we grow, if the numbers rise ridiculously high, I don't think it's going to be reasonable or likely for me to give that amount of personal attention to every single person. But I'm going to do my very darn best.
Potatoes are not ready yet.
The potato's not ready? That's okay. I can just have ribs.
I'll just cut you up a small rack in my
Yeah.
balls.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I've got to go teach soon, and so I've got to go eat before I go teach. All right, I'm going to sign up for now and talk to you guys later. Bye.